Yeah, it was very emotional game for a lot of reasons. The senior day always is. Really, guys played their hearts out for Arizona State all year. So really, was happy that guys like Moe Odum and Pig Johnson today had the opportunity to have moments. Mo hit some clutch shots. Pig Johnson's 5-point run was really good there and a much needed time in the game. And the first half was kind of really like an out of body experience. Some very unusual first half. I thought we played as good a defense as we played all season in that half. And overall, the whole game, minus the offensive rebounds, we held them to under 30% for the game, which is something that we really haven't done. I don't think we could have beaten anybody on our schedule two months ago shooting 32%. Like, I don't care who it is, but we've come a long way, particularly on the defensive end, and just really good effort.
Did you feel before the game the players were really amped up for this contest, knowing that it could possibly be your last game?
I don't think it's anything that we talked about at all with the players, and it was more reflecting on prior, senior days and what that means and what it means to have your last game. Like I had goosebumps on the bench to start the game. I looked over and Moe Odum's mom, who flew in from New Jersey, was sitting right behind our bench and she was crying. And it's like moments like that are so powerful, and especially for a kid of his quality and what he's meant to this university this year. So that's more of what it was for this game. Yeah.
Pretty sure that it was in Lawrence that you wore the guard you stuff for the first time when you had the big win early in your career, and here you are in the guard you showed again. Is there symbolism that you feel from any of this?
Well, I think I had a suit on in that game, so Chris, at that point we weren't going to the more casual look. That was a post-COVID situation, but I just wanted to think about those type of players as I coached the game. That was important to me. Guys like Shannon Evans and Trey Holder and Cody Justice, the three guys that really jump-started relevancy for this program, getting it to number 3 in the country, and I wanted to think about them as the game progressed, because those guys are so important to me.
Hey, Coach, do you have any updates on Allen and how he's doing right now?
Allen's shaken up. He was actually available to come back in. He landed, hard on his elbow, and I'm sure he's going to be sore tomorrow. But he's gutted out and everything. That was a huge play. Big steal, and I told him I didn't know he had like that behind the back dribble in his bag, and it was a heck of a move to get to the basket, and that was a key part of that game. And so I'm happy for his contributions as a senior as well.
Musamba, I imagine, was about as good as you could have asked for tonight on both ends. Just what can you say about his impact tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look, Peterson is a phenomenal prospect, and he showed in the second half, especially why. But I know there were a lot of NBA guys in the building, and they had to be looking at that guy.
You've been a little humble. Do you recognize those kids fought for you today?
They've been doing that. We prioritize high character more than ever this year with last year's situation at the end. So I think our staff was really considering that as we looked at these kids, and these kids care about the game. They want to play the right way. A lot of them are underdogs, like I always was, and that's why I could relate to them in terms of what they're doing, and they've never given up, and we've actually gotten better despite going through a tough stretch in January in the Big 12.
You talk about just the prioritizing character and building this roster. Is that the biggest takeaway that you have from this group that's maybe overachieved?
I would imagine like we were picked dead last in the Big 12 by everybody, and no one thought we could win any games basically, and they've, I think, proven a lot of people wrong. I think the people from Arizona State that showed up tonight, and it was a great crowd, and thankful for that, to honor the seniors. I think there's a reason, because they are kind of fun to watch. We are not perfect. We're far from perfect, and we do some crazy things sometimes, and we don't always get every rebound, but they're going to lay it all out on the line, and I think that's what sports is about.
Any thoughts, though, just obviously Kansas and your big games against Kansas and maybe your last home game, and it's Kansas. Is it, have you had any time to kind of think?
I don't know, it's just not really. I just, all day I've just been just thinking of the meaning of winning this game to continue to gain confidence. You never know what could happen. We have another big-time opponent on Saturday, and then the Big 12 tournament. Every time you match up with someone, it's a huge opportunity. So that's how I've been approaching it.
Peterson's one of the more high-profile guards you guys have played this year, but you guys have done a very good job of guarding guards all year. Utah, for example, is stopping their guys multiple times this year. What do you make about your defensive schematics against guards? Being a guy who played point guard is something that you kind of take pride in being able to stop.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to my assistant coaches that put together the game plan, that scouted, and we wanted to force them to make jump shots. They're a team that really could attack the paint with counsel, and they were able to do that some in the second half, and Peterson, but we wanted to show bodies to those guys, and I think our players were very active. We had a lot of deflections in the first half, and our activity and being in the right position was important.
It felt like the 20-point cushion you had built was unraveling pretty quickly there in the second half. What does it say about this group that was able to turn that around and hold the line?
I told them after the game that I've been doing this a long time as a player and a coach, and you have a big lead like that and you lose it all virtually. It is extremely hard to find a way to win, and that's a testament again to their desire to win, their character, and their guts, and their fighters. And it starts with Moe Odum, and it goes right down the line. Pig Johnson, again, hitting those shots when they cut it to 2 was just like, you can't even say how big those plays were.
You talked about their development as a group on the defensive end over the course of the season. You just said you've been doing this for a long time. Do you feel like you grew as a coach this season at all? Did you learn new things about yourself with this team?
Not really. I'd have to really analyze and go through the whole deal. But I felt very confident in them. I wasn't. I was very calm considering what was going on. All hell was breaking loose and everything was unraveling. And but we all just said, hey, let's take a deep breath. And I told them at halftime, a lot of things happened in that first half, with Coach Self, and that's like a full circle moment. I look back to one of my first big games versus Arizona, and I was marched out of here, and now, it's the other guy here in this situation. But and we shot 19 free throws to 2, so I was like, fellas, you're not going to get many whistles here early in this half. You got to play through contact and all those things. But Kansas, there's a reason they're top 10-ish type of program that people think could potentially win a national championship, because they're going to have a response, especially when Coach Self, I'm sure, had an opportunity to address them at halftime.
Bobby, you talked about your emotions with it being senior night. Considering the fact that Moe and Pig and Allen were only here for this year, what was it about them as people that got you so attached in such a short amount of time?
Because, again, they're all kind of underdogs. They came from humble beginnings. They all climbed the ladder, and they really appreciate the opportunity to play here. And it's not like there's no entitlement with them. And Mo feels like he's got something to prove all the time. Pig had no scholarship offers. He's one of the best values that anybody could ever get in the portal is Pig Johnson. And Allen Mukeba, with all the guys, and then I've touched on this, just you guys that feel like it's okay to tap out on seasons and just shut it down because they're hurt a little bit. And I've had a couple of players like that. And Allen Mukeba is the total opposite of that. He's battled through a lot of injuries. Bryce Ford, the same thing. Santi, all these guys have played through injuries, and they've because they're trying to help their team win.
Chris, have players talked about the uncertainty of your status? Is that Have you felt that around the team for the future?
I think they understand the writing on the wall. There's not like a lot of discussions about it, but you know, I could assume that they would have an idea. Yeah.
Did it feel to you like they're bringing a little something extra in a game like this, given that circumstance, or just given that the team's kind of needs that?
I don't think it's me. I really don't. Like, I know, I mean, it'd be a nice little storyline or something, but I really believe this is who they are. And we lost our way for a few weeks and had a hard time winning some games in a very difficult league. But we picked ourselves off the mat, and I think we're playing as good as we were, at any point in the season because of our defense. And I think these kids just want to win. And players like Moe Odum still believes there's hope, and I do as well, until someone tells us otherwise and someone outplays us and puts an end to what we're doing right now.
What were you thinking about when you're driving to work?
I was all over the place today. I was just kind of, it was kind of an awkward day. So I always feel like this enormous emotion with the seniors and the last game and the whole stuff, and then just this opponent and the history I've had as a player and coach with Kansas, and just kind of very ironic and very, very weird day.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thank you.
Court stormings in like a couple week period.
Honestly, nah, but I knew I was gonna get some court stormings though this year. I knew that for sure. We was gonna get some court stormings. I don't know. It's indescribable. I'm super happy. I'm super happy.
Coach Hurley was talking about pregame how he was getting goosebumps because he turned around and saw your mom, who flew all the way from New Jersey to come watch you, and she was crying. What does it mean to hear that from a coach who's had your back all season?
That means a lot because people don't know what me and Hurley talk about. It's days when we was going on losing streaks, I was he get in his dark places, and I would text him the next day stay with us, coach, we with you, don't give up, we not giving up, and I feel like that really meant a lot to him, and he really mean a lot to me. He is the greatest coach that's ever coached me, and I'm going to war with him anytime. If I had more eligibility, I wouldn't go nowhere. So I feel like without Hurley, there's nothing. There's
no us.
There's no us.
What were some of those emotions for you before the game?
Oh, I don't know. It was heavy on me. I cried. I cried before the game. I cried with my mom and dad. Damn, me and Pig cried together. It was super emotional because 4 years of college, it's hard. It's not easy.
Especially where we come from.
Definitely. That we could be anywhere right now, but we here, being a Sun Devil, being blessed, being grateful to be a Sun Devil, and just 4 years go by fast. 4 years go by fast, so I just can't believe it. I remember being a freshman. I was telling my seniors, yeah, y'all old. Now look at me, I'm old.
Guys, Bobby was very strong in his opinion that your strength and emotions today were because you are character guys, because it's Kansas, and because you're seniors. And he refused to believe there was extra juice because this could be his last home game. What was the truth from your perspective? Did you have extra juice because you know his situation?
Honestly, nah, we kind of knew I knew a situation before I even committed here, and I still committed here. I feel like I'm the one that got Hurley back, so it wasn't nothing sentimental about this game. We felt like it was just another game, and I really don't care what nobody say. If Hurley could be here extra years, I expect him to be here extra years. So it wasn't no, this is coach's last home game. I want to keep winning so coach don't go nowhere because that's my coach.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you talk about that? You kind of hadn't had a great game scoring-wise, but when the game was on the line, you had the three-pointer and then the steal and then the layup. So can you talk about just kind of staying the course, so you could contribute when the time came?
He was on me the whole game. He seen me the whole game. He made sure my energy went down. He was talking to me. He bro, your time gonna come. No matter we keep missing, your time gonna come. Just stay in it. And when I stayed in it, he found me, and I had to do what I had to do when the time came. Defensively, you guys went up against one of the best young prospect guards in the country tonight. And honestly, all season long, you've done a really good job of guarding other teams' guards. Being two players that are guards on the court, what's the mindset going up against the matchup, knowing who you're playing against, and does it have any impact on you? Like I tell him, I feel like we the best backcourt it is. No matter we playing Arizona, no matter we playing Texas Tech, Texas,
Duke, we the best backcourt. We just got to play like it every game.
Right, I agree. Like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not getting up extra out of my bed because somebody else is on the other side. Like, I want them to get out the bed for me. I'm not getting out the bed for nobody. So, we just trust in our work. Like that, the work will show. If you're not working, then it's not going to show, and if you're working, it's going to show. It's just that simple.
Bobby was wearing the Guard U shirt today. What does that mean to you? And also, are you like how familiar are you with the origins of Guard U, Kansas, and all that from years ago?
To be honest, I'm not really familiar. I just knew Guard U was something Coach Hurley made, and if he says Guard U, then it's Guard U, and that's we got to have his back to show it's Guard U. So hopefully we did that tonight. Well, I didn't. I had 6 turnovers, so not so much Guard U, but I could be better. But definitely, if it meant a lot to Coach Hurley because, wait, hold on. It's only 2 coaches in the world that got like a winning record versus Kansas. So Coach Hurley, one of them.
Yeah,
So
I coach one of them.
So whatever coach says really is whatever goes. So I'm just if he say it's Guard U, then it's Guard U. He come out hoodied up Guard U, I'm coming out hoodied up Guard U.
Well, you're now only 1 assist away from top 5 in program history for a single season. Just knowing that today was senior night and that you're kind of in that category now as far as a playmaker, just how do you want to be remembered as a Sun Devil?
I want to be remembered not as a player, but as a person, somebody who came in here every day, was willing to work, willing to be a leader on good days and bad days. My character, I want people to say good things about my character. I want people to say I'm respectful. Not that I want people to say it, but that's just the person I am. And if somebody asks about me, I want people to be able to say nothing but great things about me. So just being the relentless guy I am, I want people to remember that, and that nothing is impossible.
Alan, can you take us? Can you?
Been on
Alan?
Samba a lot to obviously just like get going, but this really starts. What did that mean to the team?
The way he started today, that meant a lot because if I'm starting slow or he's starting slow, or if he come in, he can't give us none right now for the 3 minutes. When Samba's pick it up, we just gotta get right on his back and follow behind. So he did it. He did it.
He led the energy tonight.
He led the energy
We had
tonight,
to come behind
and
him.
we had to come behind him. That's usually how it is. Somebody get hot, we rally around them, and we figure it out from there.
Alan, can you kind of talk about the play you got hurt and how are you feeling now?
I probably got a commotion right now. I mean, a concussion, my fault. Took the ball behind the bag. Yes, I got that in my bag. Bro, I was on the way to dunk it. I don't know. He grabbed my arm, right? So then I fell. I mean, my elbow was hurting, but at the end of the day, I'm good right now. So I got that done.
Alan, earlier talked about you playing through your injury and the amount of determination you had. What does it mean for you seeing that core strength, seeing these big moments after the game?
I mean, all of us been playing through injuries. We all know that we all need each other, so it don't matter whether I'm injured or not. If I can't go and then I'm hurt but I can still go, I'm gonna go, So it's really that simple.
Coach Hurley talked about how he knew there was a lot of NBA guys in the building tonight looking at 22. But after the way Masamba Diop played, they should be looking at him. When each of you met Masamba Diop, did you see 5 months in the future that he'd be going toe-to-toe with maybe the first overall pick in the draft?
Come on now, first 10 minutes he walked in his gym.
For sure. He was jumping all around.
First 10 minutes, jumping, he was running the floor, picking pops, picking slips. Where we found him at?
He doesn't seem like he's been intimidated, even going in the games earlier this year against some of the more established big men in the Big 12. He doesn't seem like he's intimidated.
He's just
at
playing
all.
the game. It's basketball at the end of the day. He's just playing the game, trying to have fun. That's why he started playing.
Nah, definitely. He's still a kid. That's what everybody don't know. Like he's really a kid.
18,
like he's really
19
a kid.
years
Like,
old.
he really a kid. So it's like he's not looking at it as like it's immense pressure. Like he's still just playing basketball. He's just playing the game he loves, and that's for me to make sure this is not a game where it's like you got so much pressure. Like this is the game you grew up playing. Like play with it for the love of it, not for anything else.
Where do you think he gets that from?
What?
That joy, that unbridled playing like a kid.
I don't know, because I seen where he came from. It's not too nice, so I don't know.
I noticed before the game when you had doing your senior pictures on there, you got him in there with you holding your plaque with your mom and dad. What was it that you wanted him in there with you?
No, actually, I didn't want him in there with me. He just jumped in there with me. That's my roommate on the road, so we always talking. When you get on FaceTime with his family, I'm speaking to his family and stuff like that. That's really like my little brother. So if he wanted to jump in the picture, he could jump in another picture.
Marty said that a couple of weeks ago. If you guys shot 52% in a game you might not have won against any team. Today you beat a top 50 team in the country. How have you seen your defense grow over the past couple of weeks?
And we held them to 30% too. Go ahead.
Just following the scout. I feel like most games we lost, like get away with us. We follow the scout for maybe 15 minutes of a 40-minute game or 25 minutes of a 40-minute game. When we follow the scout for whole 40 minutes, the work is just gonna show. It's just that simple. So we just gotta be just locked in on scout and follow the scout and just put W's on the board.
You looked a little bit emotional during your senior night tribute video. You've only been here a year. Why were you so emotional in that moment?
4 years in college is a long time, like a really long time, especially where I come from. I played in Stockton. Like if anybody ever been to Stockton, like that's not a nice place. You know what I'm saying? So I played in Stockton, then transferred to Malibu, Pepperdine, but it wasn't like they're not basketball schools. And just coming to ASU, my dream school, and just being a player that everybody likes, everybody loves, and just letting everybody know like I'm who I am, and being me and my new teammates and seeing that we all got the same mindset, like it really meant a lot to me because this is really what I was searching for in the portal, and I really feel like I found it. So for it to come to an end so quick like that is just super emotional because I remember when I first entered the transfer portal to come to Arizona State, and I was in March, and I remember Coach Hurley calling me, and I told him, well, I had like act like he could recruit me, but I really wanted to come anyway. So you know how that goes. So, but I just remember it like it was yesterday. For it to like be the last home game in DFA, it just meant a lot.
It's emotional, man.
You guys gave up 23 offensive rebounds, but only 6 second chance points. When the shots were rebounded by Kansas, a lot of the time you guys were there to contest shots again. What do you make about you guys' ability to contest now without fouling around the basket and just like kind of playing in those scramble moments when there's a lot of energy but still playing?
Can you repeat the can you say it?
My bad. So just basically like y'all give up a lot of offensive rebounds, but didn't give up any second chance points for the most part. Why was that? What was the case with that? What happened on that?
I mean, they're really good on the board. I mean, if you see Bidunga, he's kind of really tall and really
What
strong.
you called him? What's his name?
Bidunga. That's his name. That's his name. But nah, we had to do our job. It was pretty hard at the beginning, but we had to brace ourselves and do our job. So at the end of the day, I mean, we got the W. So
No, I was just looking at something.
I'm on phone.
More, or are we good?
Thank y'all.